Hi, darling. How you doing? This is your July 2025 PK card reading. Welcome to the Psychic B channel where I give you messages channeled straight from source. In this July 2025 PK card reading, we are going to be focusing a lot of attention on the emotional healing you need at this time to help you move into the best version of yourself in your personal relationships, in your work, in your career, in your purpose, and also with your finances. Those three areas, as well as how can you come back into emotional health, how can you come back into balancing your emotional state. That's going to be an emphasis in this July 2025 reading. It's right to saying there's a lot of emotional reflections, emotional alignment, emotional healing that is going to be happening in the month of July 2025. If you're saying this, then just know that this didn't come across your feed by chance. In this July 2025 PK card reading, we are going to go in deep dive into how do you need to heal at this time? What are the tools and guidance you need to come back into a place of emotional balance, to come back into oneness and alignment with your higher self. What are the self-care tips you also need to guide you and ground you in the month of July 2025? What affirmations will help you to draw closer to the best version of yourself and to also help you to speak these words and manifest them into your life by your by your intentional vocalization? What about your inner child? We're also going to be looking at what a message from your inner child for the month of July 2025, because this month of July 2025 with the energies in Cancer and Leo, there's a lot of focus on inner child, working with your inner child, understanding your inner child, accepting your inner child, loving your inner child, healing from wounds sustained in childhood, healing from wounds sustained in the past that has to do with how you see yourself, how you showcase yourself, how you take ground in yourself, how you stand for yourself. Okay, then we'll also look at what area do you need to, how can you focus on nurturing yourself right now? What's the best way for you to focus? What's the best way for you to nurture yourself in the month of July 2025? And lastly, we're going to look at the emotional triggers coming up for you in the month that you need to walk through so that you can be elevated to the next level of emotional development, of emotional intelligence. I'm also going to be giving you guidance on the zodiac signs of the persons who are going to be helpful towards you, who are going to be assisting in month of July 2025, and those who are also going to be triggering you basically in month of July 2025 to help you just be best prepared for this new month. All right, darling. So at this time, if you've chosen your deck, there are three options. This is deck one, deck two, deck three. If you've chosen your deck, let's go into your reading. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is in the description below. I'm open for bookings. I'm open to receive your bookings at this time. All right, love. See you. Hi, darling. How you doing? Welcome back to the Psychic Bay channel. This is your July 2025 month ahead reading. Okay, so if you chose deck one, this is what you need to know for the month of July 2025. First of all, we'll start with yourself. Where are you currently? Okay, so you got experiment. First card out of the deck, experiment. This month of July is asking you to try to manipulate your routine, try to switch up your routine, switch up your, even the people you work with, the people you talk to, the people you relate with, what you say to them, how you say these things to them, the kind of conversations you have, the kind of interactions you have on a day-to-day basis. It's time for you to switch up. It's time for you to experiment. It's time for you to go outside the box. It's time for you to have a different feel, to have a different experience, to have a different routine, to have a different, basically just giving yourself an opportunity to experience something new, for you to manipulate nature, for you to force change. You cannot force change by expecting it but not doing anything that is different. You cannot force change. You cannot invite change into your life by not showing up for the change, by not putting yourself out there, by not doing things in a different way. Okay, so that's the first card you have for the month of July. This month of July is asking you to love yourself, change for you, change for your growth, change for your happiness, change for your desires, change for your blessings. Next, you got time out and you got guide. Okay, so This month of July is also going to fill you with a lot of awareness. There's going to be times in which you feel like you don't really feel like talking to anybody, you don't really feel social, you don't really feel like you can be accommodating or pleasant or friendly. Allow yourself to take those time out, because that's when your body and your soul, your spirit, they're trying to communicate to you that okay, there are new messages coming in that you need to sit with, to contemplate, and to be able to have a deeper understanding of what these messages are trying to bring to you. So this month of July, you're going to be spending some time in solitude. I'm saying between like 4 days, 4 days to a weekend. You're going to be spending time in solitude, and it's going to be spaced out throughout the month where you're going to be needing to. So be very deliberate and intentional about also taking time, setting time aside in your daily schedule for when you're going to be able to stay by yourself, for you to be in solitude, for you to contemplate what's coming up. And then as you go guide. So this month of July, you're going to be getting the opportunity to receive guidance from someone you can trust, from someone who is going to be a trustworthy ally. This person is going to bring clarity into the decisions you're considering. They're also going to shed some more light on how you can experiment. I'm hearing social experiments. Maybe some of you have been looking to date new kind of persons or join new or be communities. Go for it. This person that is going to be talking to you, especially like at the beginning of the month, this is someone who is going to be able to give you almost like life advice, life support, mentorship, coaching, that kind of high level strategic and holding. Not that they're pampering you or making decisions for you, but this person is going to kind of like give you their own tools, give you their own advice, give you their own experience, share their own experience with you, share their own stories with you. That is going to make it easier for you to navigate through this period in your life. That is going to make it easier for you to navigate through the changes coming over you, navigate through the changes you're being asked to make, navigate through the changes you're being asked to introduce into your life, into your relationships, into your work. But there's just this heavy energy of the energies around you have gotten stayed, stagnant, stuck. There has really not been any new inflow of energy. There's not really been any new persons into your life. There's not been any new thing. Do you understand? So it's been like you've been repeating the same cycle. And that's why at this time you're being guided to allow yourself to experiment, to allow yourself to try new things, to allow yourself to discover what is interesting to you now, what gives you joy now, what do you find pleasurable now, what would you find fulfilling now. Okay, what would you find fulfilling now? How can you take care of yourself now? How can you love yourself now? How can you show up for yourself now? What kind of jobs you want to work in? What kind of persons you want to work with? What kind of people do you want to relate to? What kind of hobbies? What kind of friends? What kind of communities you want to be in? Those are the changes that are coming your way for you to make in this month of July 2025. All right, let's go on. Okay, so also this period in which you're being asked to take a time out is also because you've been over giving, over pouring, over sharing, over nurturing, over explaining. You've been over extending yourself or extending your capacity, extending your capability, you've been overextending your kindness, you've been overextending, almost like you've been continually giving grace and excuses for people. And it's time for you to allow yourself, because you are robbing yourself of this goodness. You're robbing yourself of the time to be by yourself. You're robbing yourself of the time to be in awareness, of the time to contemplate your own life choices, your life decisions. You're robbing yourself of the time to sit out in solitude, because this person, I'm beginning of the energy of you always want to be needed, or you have this thing of if you feel like if you are needed, then you're going to be valued. But that is wrong, and that's making you sell yourself short. It's making you to be robbed of you're being robbed of your kindness, you're being robbed of your goodwill, you're being exploited of your values. You're good at your goodwill, your goodness is being exploited. That's why this July 2025 you're being asked to be a bit more selfish with your time, a bit more selfish with your energies, a bit more selfish with your emotions. Be selfish and deliberate about taking time off, taking time to yourself, taking time alone, taking time out for yourself. That's what's going to help you to navigate through these new levels. You're going through these new upgrades in your social life, new upgrades in your professional life, new upgrades also in how you relate to material resources and material wealth. Okay, and then you got bottom of deck, relaxation, peace, tranquility, easiness. The more you try to stress through situations in July 2025, the more it would seem that you're on the shorter end of the receiving, you're on the shorter end of the receiving line, where it feels like what you put in is not what you're getting out. So allow yourself to be very selfish. That's going to be something you need to really work on in this July 2025. All right, let's see. What affirmation is going to support you at this time so that you will be able to stay grounded in yourself and what you need to do for yourself, and now you need to take time and take space and presence for yourself. You got a flurry. Okay, so when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. And that's also coming back to this time out. You can't give when you're overdrained. You can't give, you can't pour when you are empty, when you don't have anything left for yourself. Then you're going to be sacrificing, you're going to be self sacrificial, and that is never beneficial. Okay, so it's almost like you're being asked to introduce healthy routines, healthy strategies, healthy tactics into your interpersonal relationships. I honor my self worth by asking for what I want. Again, there's just this heavy emphasis on that's also the experimentation coming in, you being able to change up how you show up in even for what you want, the demand you ask for your time, the demand you ask for your emotions, for your art, for your love. Change it up, switch it up. Stop allowing yourself to be exploited because you're being a kind person, or because you have a nice heart, or because you're a loving person. Stop allowing your self-worth to be taken for granted. Stop allowing your worth to be decided by these persons outside you who take you for granted, who exploit you, who are very careless about you, your art, your emotions. Yet they are not the one who is going to set the boundaries or the standards for how to treat you. You are the one who is going to need to do that work of setting the standards and boundaries for how you want to be treated, and now you want to honor yourself, how you want to lead yourself, how you want people to respect you is going to be based on how you respect yourself. How you respect yourself is going to be a reflection of how you value your time, how you value your art, how you value your emotions, how you value your presence. Every cell in my body is conscious and communicates with each positive thought I have. My happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. This guide is also coming in to help you see things in a clearer way, see things in a different way, see things from a more elevated, strategic, high level helicopter view way, instead of being bold and broad down with the tactics of it. Having an external perspective, having a higher perspective is going to help you see how you've been overplaying and overpouring yourself into receptacles and persons who could not accommodate, or who could only take from you, and they had nothing to give you. I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. Let me be still today and listen to the truth in silence. As I told you, you're going to be taking time out in July so that you can listen to the truth of your soul. You can listen to the truth of your heart. You can take time alone to listen to what your soul, what your higher self is trying to tell you, to listen to what you need to do, to listen to where you need to go and how you're being directed to move. This is time for you to be still, to listen to the truth in silence in this month of July. And then God, attacking others is an attack on myself. I choose to release this now. Okay? So these persons that have not really valued you because of they've kind of like taking you for granted. That's the energy I'm picking up. This persons took you for granted. And this month of July, you're being guided to take a step away, take a step away from them. Let there be space. Introduce peace. Introduce absence into this relationship. Introduce absence into into these interactions. Introduce absence into this engagement. Let there be absence for you. In the absence, you are going to be able to see yourself. You are going to be able to hear yourself. When you take time alone, when you take time to be alone, to be in solitude, to become aware of what your emotions are communicating, to become aware of the messages flooding through your body, to become aware of what your soul is trying to tell you, then it becomes clearer to you on how you can lead from a place of love that fills you with respect, that still makes you feel valued and worthy, that still brings you happiness, that still makes you feel surrounded by the people who inspire you to be great, that still makes you feel cherished, loved, worthy, honored, respected, valued. There's this heavy emphasis on value, but you have to allow yourself to move away from where you are no longer valued, where you are being exploited, where you are being treated poorly, so that you can move into the place where you can be truly seen, where you can be truly uplifted, where you can be truly surprised. There's this energy of surprise and celebrated. Okay, where you can be surprised and celebrated. Let's see. Is there any message from your inner child at this time for the month of July 2025? What does your inner child need you to know? There's also something about you guys. You might have Cancer placement significant in your chart. You don't have to, but you have this energy of it's very difficult for you to, maybe you have your Mercury in Cancer or you have some planets in Cancer or not. But you have this energy of it's difficult for you to, you guys also be seeing white butterflies, but just a particular one that just flies across your view. You guys, it's a bit difficult for you to, when you're in an emotional state, it's a bit difficult for you to leave the emotional state. Yeah, someone who is a bit melancholic, a bit moody as well. You, when you're in a funk, it's very difficult for you to release the funk. That's why you're also getting this message of my happiness is a direct reflection of how quickly I can shift my perceptions from fear to love. When you're paralyzed by fear, you're unable to make moves, you're unable to move forward, you're unable to find the solution, you're unable to figure out your next steps, you're unable to navigate through the challenges and incapacities of. There's this heavy energy of this being a personal relationship that's held you captive and has robbed you of, almost like this person took you for granted. Almost like they took you for granted. All right, let's see. What message you have from your inner child at this time? You got two. You guys will be seeing a lot of 333s as well. 333s and 111s. Okay, so you got nostalgia, focus on the here and now, and princess, you can be your own knight. Okay, so again, that message of you need to allow yourself to first of all be still. When you're in silence, when you're in solitude, you can receive all the clarity, you can receive all the guidance you need, you can receive all the assurance and just basically the clarification you need on how to move forward. But it's not going to come to you when your mind is all filled with what has happened in the past, when your thoughts are filled by what has happened in the past, when all you think about is the people in the past. As I told you, the first card you had was experiment. This is time for you to really, really switch up your life. This is time for you to change what you've been doing. This is time for you to change how you've been doing. This is time for you to change who you've been doing. You can no longer allow yourself to stay stuck in the energy of the old, of what you've experienced in the past, of the trauma, of the pain, of the kind of relationships you've been in the past, of how things have always played out in the past. It's time for you to seek new adventures. It's time for you to be present in the present moment, not allowing yourself to stay stuck in the energies of the past or fleeting away the energies of the present, thinking about the future. No, it's time for you to stay grounded and aware in the present moment, conscious of your thoughts, conscious of what you do on a day to day, conscious of how the seconds and the minutes are passing by, conscious of your deliberate choices and your intentional decisions and your intentional manifestations, being very aware of who you are, being very aware of what your thoughts are flowing to, of where your energy is going to, of the kind of emotions that you are sitting in, being very aware of yourself, being very present. And then you got princess, you can be your own knight. This is just you also confirming the experiment and guide. This is just you getting very clear. You guys, you'll also be feeling pulled to wearing yellows or more golds in this month of July because your solar chakra is also being aroused, rebalanced, reworked, healed, and set back into proper optimal functioning. You've not really, it's also an emphasis on this relationship or this persons that exploited you and made you not really see your worth. You've not really been seeing your worth. You guys are done enough. Yeah, I honor my self worth by asking for what I want. You've not really been seeing your worth, and because you've not been seeing your worth, you've been underplaying yourself. You've been underbidding yourself. You've been underestimating yourself. You've been asking for lesser than you deserve. So in this July 25, coming out at the end of July 2025, you find yourself ready if you've taken all the advice and the guidance that is being made available to you now, and through the times you spend in solitude, and through this mentor and this person who is a very good support system for you at this time. If you allow yourself to follow through the advice they are giving you, at the end of July 2025, you'll find yourself set on a new path, heading in a new direction that is more fulfilling towards you, even though you are going to be going on this new direction, this new path. It feels like you're going to be going alone. You're going to be almost like going on an adventure to discover a new part of yourself. You're going to be more excited, you're going to be ready, you're going to be looking forward to everything that could come from this new life and this new journey you're being guided into. Again, the energy of experimentation, of switching things, of introducing and forcing change into your reality, of pursuing knowledge, of allowing yourself to be open to knowing more, to feeling more, to experiencing different, to learning different, to moving in new ways, to moving in new ways. Okay. All right. So let's see. What message can help you nurture yourself at this time? And then see at the bottom of the deck you got B Mudra, and they pulled me back to the leotard she's wearing. You guys will also be seeing bees as well as butterflies. All right. So let's see. What's self nurturing? Okay, you nurture yourself in month of July. Okay. You got tolerance, be generous, and stability. I shall keep going. Be generous and stability. Tolerance, be generous. You'll also be seeing rainbows. So this is the Budri Mudra. It's the liquid mudra which helps in cases of edema and burning sensation in the eyes. Kidney and bladder complaints can be eased as well. In acute cases, maintain the mudra as long as it is needed. Let's form the mudra together. Oppose your thumb with your little finger, extending your index and your middle fingers, and raising up your ring finger a little bit. Okay. So this is the tolerance mudra. This is the Buddha mudra. When you are feeling faint-hearted, downcast, or making exaggerated demands on yourself or others, the result always brings suffering, trouble, or strife. Put an end to that. It is time to put an end to that. It is time for you to be your own knight. It is time for you to release people from expectations. Also release yourself from other people's expectations of how you behave, how you show up. Also release other people from any unnecessary, unmet expectations, exaggerated demands you've placed on them. Imagine you're near a majestic waterfall which produces a wonderful rainbow. You guys also be seeing rainbows, especially like in paintings. You freely relinquish all despondency, all expectations, and all the superfluous fluid in your body to the waterfall. The colorful rainbow expresses all your newfound generosity, sense of lightness, and freedom. Without expectation, I am free. All right, then you got stability. I shall keep going. Make the mudra by opposing your thumb with your little and your ring finger and extending your index and your middle fingers. I shall keep going. This is the mudra of life. I shall keep going. The pran mudra strengthens the eyes and brings inner peace, stamina, and confidence with its help. You can take setbacks in your stride and keep going through thick and thin. You are more stronger and resilient than you think you are. A positive and constructive inner attitude helps you to activate and use the latent staying power within you. Imagine that there's a fire burning in your innards, which gets more and more powerful with every breath you take. The fire is there to strengthen and rejuvenate your body, to warm your heart, and to clarify and enlighten your mind. My inner fire possesses me, strengthens me, and reveals to me my abilities and my possibilities. My inner fire possesses me, strengthens me, and reveals to me my abilities and my possibilities. All right, I'm being guided to give you some more clarity over this guide because this is also the person who is going to be seated across to you, giving you ideas on how to move forward. This is focus on here and now, and then you also got the guide. So this is someone who is going to be sharing ideas with you, sharing information with you. Let's see what's zodiac sign is significant for this person. Okay, you got moon. So this person could have cancer significant in their chart. Maybe they also have moon in cancer or they are cancer rising, cancer moon, cancer sun sign. But the moon is very significant to them. Okay, this is someone who is also very emotional. They might also have their birthday in July. This is also someone who has like a round face. They have a round face and then they retain water a lot. So sometimes they feel bloated, sometimes they're not bloated, and they really, really kind of like even the phases of the moon tells in their body easily. This is also someone who is very creative. This is someone who is very creative artistically. This is someone who paints, who draws, who uses colors a lot. They are able to manifest things to life. This is also someone who is very caring, who is very nurturing, who is very protective. That is how you know who this guide is, who is supposed to help you through the challenges you are going through at this time. Okay, also pay attention to the upcoming full moon. It's going to be very releasing for you. Pay attention to the upcoming full moon in July, which is going to be the full moon in Capricorn. It's going to help you to release stagnant stock energies that are no longer aligned with the new version of yourself you are becoming. All right, so let's finish up with a quick deep dive into the emotional triggers you should be aware of for the upcoming month of July 2025. Okay, so you got two cards. So first things, again, you got the moon. You got the moon and then you got justice. Okay, so this month of July, be very aware of your emotions. Don't allow yourself to stew in your emotions for longer than necessary. Yes, work with your emotions, feel your emotions, let your emotions flow through you like that waterfall you're supposed to stand on that so that you can release, so that you can be generous, so you can be more tolerant. But don't hold on to any emotions, let it flow through you. Let any demands, unmet expectations, let any inconsistencies, let any pain, trauma of the past, let it just flow through you and wash away. Allow yourself to move forward on this emotional journey. Your emotions are going, you're going through an emotional growth phase, and that's why you're also experiencing like this very harsh moments in personal relationships that kind of like are just showing you what you've previously accepted in the past but are no more tolerant of in the present. These are circumstances you are no more comfortable with because you've changed, because your needs have changed, your boundaries have changed, your requirements have changed. So this month of July, allow yourself to really, really be truthful with what you want. Balance your heart with the truth. Balance your doings, balance your actions, balance your reactions, balance your responses with the truth. Let everything be weighed very lightly against the feather of truth. If it's not the truth, get away from it. If it's not the truth, release it from your repertoire of thoughts, release it from your retinue of, I'm hearing like emotional armament. If it's not the truth of who you are now, if it's not the truth of what you want for yourself now, then release yourself from having a tight grasp on it. If it's not the truth of who you want to be, if it's not the truth of the kind of relationships you want to call into your life, if it's not the truth of the kind of friendships you want, if it's not the truth of the kind of work you want, then allow yourself to release it. Allow yourself to release your stranglehold of trying to, just manage what you have. You are not supposed to be managing any longer. This month of July 2025 is really supposed to push you into your new life, your new emotional life. It's to help you to make emotional growth, to progress in your emotional journey and emotional. And this is going to bring you a lot of fulfillment because your intuition is going to grow, your emotions are going to grow. You're going to feel more balanced, more clear, more focused, and more creative with yourself. Okay. All right, love. So if you chose deck one, that's what you need to know for the month of July 2025. Let me know how this video resonated with you. Leave a comment and let me know which deck you chose and how the message resonated with you. All right, babe. I love you. See you. All right, darling. So if you chose deck two for your July 2025 pick a card reading, here's what you need to know at this time for the month of July 2025. Okay, so this month of July, first thing I'm saying is like, I was like, expect things to change radically for the better. Very, very radical, fast transformation. Very, very, that you cannot even explain, that you not even see coming. Almost like put yourself in the place of having things to expecting the best at all times. It's going to be very weird, but that's how you're going to be needing to play in this month of July 2025. Okay, and then you got potions and spells, a pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure you are sure before you call. As the energy I picked up really was like your manifestation abilities are very, 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 very strong. They're very, very potent. So whatever it is you are intentional about in the month of July 2025, whatever it is you dedicate your time, your effort, your emotions to, is going to be manifesting very rapidly into your 3D reality. So if you are someone who is looking towards bringing in a new life for yourself, this is time for you to drill down on your affirmations and visualizations. Do any rituals you can, because you also got rituals here. Do any ritual you can to support your intentions. Do the spell work you need to do. Create the potions, create the light, the candles, burn the fire. Do all you need to do basically to support your intention. But whatever it is you are doing, make sure that you are sure that that is what you want before you go all the way in, because it's almost like you are at this very potent ripe stage, and whatever it is you lay your hands upon is going to be very fruitful very, very fast. Okay, next you got cauldron, bewitching, yes it be, blink and you shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. Again, that energy I picked up of things just going to manifest very fast. So I actually, the picture they painted was a pumpkin transforming into a what's that thing? A carriage. A pumpkin transforming into a carriage. You guys might also be saying pumpkins, but it's just the energy of this instantaneous transformations, instantaneous miracles, instantaneous magic, instantaneous manifestation that just very ripe around you. Almost like you guys have a wand you can wave and things will just suddenly materialize into your life. So you have to also be very, 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 very careful of the words you are using for yourself, of the words you are speaking to yourself, of how you are speaking to yourself, how you're speaking into your life and into the lives of those you love. Your words are also very powerful at this time. And then you got ritual. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your crowns. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. This time it's always this thing of you leveling up, of you moving into the next stage of your career growth, of you moving into the next stage of your life, of you moving into the next stage of what it means to be yourself, of you moving into the next stage of your soul purpose. Now you're arriving not as a naive, innocent, inexperienced person. Now you're arriving to this July 2025 with some bit of experience under your belt, with some skills, with some tools that you've owned, that you basically mastered. Now it's like you're being launched into the stage of, okay, let's see what you can do with all you've been given. Let's see what you can do with all you have. Let's see how much magic you can create. Let's see how much you can transmute. Let's see how you can manifest with all you've learned so far, all you've accumulated so far, all you've acquired so far. Are you going to be willing to give yourself the grace and the belief and the trust that whatever it is you set your intentions on are going to be manifested into your reality? Are you going to be willing to give yourself that trust and then to push forward with that? There's also something about allow yourself to dedicate some time in this July 2025 to setting up and honoring yourself through some daily rituals. It could be like your morning rituals or your nighttime rituals or midday rituals, but it's just about being very intentional, setting, dedicating a particular time of the day, some minutes, an hour, and being very intentional about what you do during that time. Are you going to be journaling your new life? Are you going to be visualizing your new life? Are you going to be working towards your new life? Are you going to be manifesting your new life? So this July 2025, allow yourself to be very intentional about setting time aside for rituals, setting time aside for you to be in almost like, when you're going through an initiation phase and you need to sit embodied in the power you've been given. That is what July 2025 is here to show you. What is this spell they're casting? Thank you. All right, so let's see. Use magic you're wanting to make is in relationships. So at this time, if you've been looking to do love spells, go for it. New love, but love spells not to hold someone captive to you or to hold someone ransom to you. No, it's more of love spells around calling in new love into your life, calling in new friendships, calling in new supportive connections, calling in new relationships, calling in new community. That is what you are wanting to call into your life. You're wanting to have the people who can give you the most meaningful gestures, people who can truly see you, people who can truly value you, people who truly acknowledge you, people who truly love you. And anything you do in regards to building up and being more intentional about the relationships in your life for July 2025 is going to be very fruitful and it's going to take off very fast. So I'm saying, like, maybe for some of you, you are going to be wanting to go on blind dates, and in the period of going on blind dates, you actually meet someone who is perfect, who is the perfect match you've been wanting. Or maybe you decide to go out with your friends, and when you go out you meet someone, or you decide to join a community, or you decide to join a group, an hobby group, and when you get there you find out like, oh, these are the people, these are my tribe, these people really understand me, this is the friend, these are the kind of friends, these are the kind of colleagues I've been looking for. That's going to be happening very, very fast in this July 2025. So you also need to be clear about what you truly want, because whatever you want, once you agree with yourself that you want it, the universe is going to be bringing it fast into your reality. There's just this very fast energy around you at this time. There's this very, very fast energy around you at this time. So allow yourself to also make the best use of it. Let's see, how can you take care of yourself? Did you say that? You got opportunity, chances. Take your chance. You got to pick me up mudra. Anti mudra. Okay, so this month of July 2025, there are three mudras you should allow yourself to make. The emphasis is on your throat chakra and on your solar chakra. This is really the end. So that energy I was telling you about, you having gone through the inexperienced part, the naive part of learning the skills, of learning the ropes, of putting some time under your belt, of accumulating some of those 10,000 hours. No, you've not accumulated all of the 10,000 hours. You've only accumulated maybe, let's say, like 1,000 or 2,000 hours. But now it's time for you to show yourself what you're capable of. It's time for you to really, really show yourself what you've been learning. It's time for you to show, like, okay, I can manifest this into my life like this. That is what July. So July for you is a lot of, it's almost like you're in the laboratory to bring forth your most fulfilling emotional life, to bring forth your most fulfilling emotional relationships. But you have to allow yourself to get clear on what you want in relationships in the first place. What would you find really fulfilling and balancing and nourishing and supportive in one-on-one connections? Okay, so you got opportunity, take your chance, make the mudra by opposing your fingers of both hands together. Opportunity, take your chance, dedicated to the goddess of inner truth, clarity, and unity. This mudra synchronizes the two halves of the brain, activates your memory, improves your ability to absorb and reproduce knowledge, and is good for the lungs as well. Every circumstance, including the most unpleasant ones, contain within it an opening, a chance. The trick is to find and use it. Picture yourself entering the chakra of your third eye in your forehead. It feels as if you are sitting in a pink colored heaven. You pose questions relating to particular opportunities of your life or some specially significant concern. Become very still and listen carefully. I wish to take my chances as they come, use them, enjoy them, and transform them. You guys are going to be saying 2 8 2 8 a lot. You also got vitality, get a move on. So there's just this energy of you deciding and being clear on what you want in your one-on-one relationships, deciding and being clear on what you want from your friendships, from your partnerships, from your business partnerships, romantic partnerships, dating, even your dating life. There's just this energy of you being clear with the kind of persons you want in your life, how you want this person to show up for you, and then seeing the universe manifest it out for you. But you have to be clear first. And your clarity is what's going to determine the actions you also put in. You got vitality, get a move on. This is how to form the mudra. Hold the thumb of your right hand between the thumb of your left and the forefinger of your left hand. Vitality, get a move on. Pick me up mudra. This helps to overcome acute and chronic tiredness. Take deep breaths of fresh air, drink lots of water, and chew on something hard. Then start by surrendering yourself to your tiredness for a few minutes. Breathe long and deeply while you are doing that. And while you are doing that, yield up all the used up energy within you. After that, swing your arms and legs about, clap your hands and then form the mudra. The middle finger of the left hand presses gently on the right thumb. My bad, it was the middle finger, not the index finger. Middle finger of the right hand presses gently on the right thumb. Of the middle finger of the left hand presses gently on the right thumb while maintaining the mudra. You inhale fresh energy in a series of long, slow, long, fulfilling breaths. This visualize wonderful paintings in tones of white and yellow. You're going to be seeing children on white a lot. I am transfused with universal vital energy, which refreshes my spirit and caresses my soul. It's like you're also being woken up to the next level of your enchanting journey, next level of your enchantment, next level in your professional life. There's just this feeling of you stepping into the next magical level and allowing yourself to be very bold with your demands from the universe. Then you got priorities, set them, set those priorities. Time mudra. This mudra reduces stress, gives inner strength, and steadies the nerves. Time is our most valuable asset. If you consciously set priorities, this helps avoid time pressure or gives the day a certain structure. You are sitting in a grotto in front of a pond. At regular intervals, a drop of water falls from a stone into the water. Observe how the circle of wavelets spread outwards further and further. In the same way, a single apparently insignificant priority which you have deliberately set yourself can have far-reaching consequences and become the start of something momentous. Nothing is too small to be of no importance. Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing. Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is too small to be of no importance. Okay? So this July 2025, it's the energy around is just being very heavy around you, being intentional about what you want to do, how you want to spend your time, how you want to use your time, what you want to manifest into your life, what you want to start, what kind of experiences you now want to have in your one-to-one relationships, what kind of connections you want to make, what kind of friends you want to have, what kind of people do you want to have in your community to support you. All right, let's see. What message is here from your inner child in the month of July 2025? What does your inner child need you to know at this time? See, what was I saying about this thing of profession? Profession, expertise, omniscience, talent. Now you've done so many things. You've tried different skills, like the chef in the kitchen. You've tried to bake, you've tried to fry, you've tried to present dishes, you've tried to cut, you've tried to, stew to steamer to stir fry. You've tried different cooking techniques, different cooking modalities. Now it's time for you to trust yourself as you're being given the opportunity to run the restaurant's kitchen for one day. Trust that you're not going to burn everything. Trust that the food is not going to be poorly cooked. Trust that everything is going to come out exactly as it's going to come out. Trust your abilities at this time, trust your skills, trust your talents, trust your expertise, just trust that this 1,000, yes, you've not committed 10,000 hours, but you've done 1,000 hours, you've done 2,000 hours, and that counts for something. Allow yourself to see yourself as being very talented, as being highly skilled, as being an expert, as someone who is able to do a lot. Allow yourself to give yourself the grace of seeing how much you've come, how far you've come, how much you've accomplished. Allow yourself to give yourself the grace to see how far you've come and how much you've accomplished in your professional life. And that also opens up the opportunity for the kind of colleagues, for the kind of supporters, for the kind of relations you form, for the kind of professional relations you form, people that will, for the kind of communities you join, for people that will join your tribe, for your village. Allow yourself to give yourself the grace and almost like, and there's that energy of ritual again of you've gone through a period. Now it's almost like you need to allow yourself to acknowledge what you've gone through, acknowledge what you've been through, acknowledge how much you've grown, acknowledge how much you've expanded. Even if as you're stepping into this new unknown, this new beginning, it's scary, it's magical, it's very potent, it's very fertile, but it's still scary because it's unknown. But what you can trust, lean on your tools, lean on your skills, lean on your expertise, lean on the work you've done so far, lean on the results you've seen so far, even if those results are not much. Even if those results are not much, they are still results that show you how far you've come. Even though you're not yet where you need to be, you've still gotten far ahead of where you could be. You're still a lot further ahead. Okay, so let's see. What's your self nurturing? How can you self nurture in the month of July 2025? How are you being guided to nurture yourself in the month of July 2025? All right, you got raindrops, take a chance on them. And then you remember, you got to take your chance, and now you got to take a chance on them. So, this new persons, some of you might be meeting new colleagues in your workplace. You might be having opportunity to have conversations with new persons in your business, new persons in your life, literally. There's just this energy of new. And then, see again, the Six of Cups. This is someone who brings you information. This is an unexpected, pleasant surprise. This is a connection that is going to bring you what you need for the next level of growth. This is going to bring you what you need for the next level of opportunities. Basically, this person you are meeting in the month of July 2025, this unexpected pleasant surprise connection, this person you're going to bump into, this person is going to give you almost like they're going to give you the insight on how to really see yourself. This person is going to see you for who you truly are, and they are going to help you almost like pour back into yourself or see you or acknowledge you or maybe like give you a leverage. But there's just something about this person is going to open your eyes to the truth of who you are. That's why you also need to take a chance on them, take a chance on the opportunity to talk to them, take a chance on the opportunity to meet them. Don't hold yourself back to old ways. Yes, there's newness flowing into your life. With newness, new beginnings, new opportunities, also comes new persons, new relationships, new friendships, new connections. Okay, all right, let's see. Any clarity on who this person is that you're being guided to take a chance on? Thank you. Okay, this person gains have Venus significance in their chart. So they are very cute or they are very handsome. They might have Libra or Taurus significance, maybe in their sun, moon, rising, or they have stelliums in Libra or Taurus. This is someone, they might also have Pisces significant in their charts in one way or the other. But this is someone who is very loving. This person is someone, they are quite self-reserved, but they're very loving. They take care of themselves very well. There's also something about them being quite attractive. There's something about them being quite attractive. They love themselves, and because they love themselves, they are able to show you how you can also love yourself and love what you're capable of. All right, love, so let's round up your reading. Is there any what emotional triggers you need to be aware of for the month of July 2025? Okay, so you got again the third eye. Your third eye is going to be very active. Your higher self is going to be delivering messages for you this month of July 2025. Allow yourself to not be wary of getting advice from others. You might be triggered by someone who is older than you, who is more like a mentor, or who is more logical, or someone who you feel like this person is more advanced, or this person is more almost like someone who is more of an expert in your field. Don't be triggered by what it is they are doing or what they are saying. Allow yourself to instead focus on what your higher self is telling you to do. Let your guidance not come from, even though you listen to this person, you are being guided at this time to observe and not absorb, because they are choosing to do things in one way. It doesn't mean that that is the only way. It just means that that is the way they are saying. That's the perspective they have right now. So this month of July 2025, don't allow anybody to derail you from what it is you're trying to burst into your life. Don't allow anyone to derail you from your professional aspiration. Don't allow anyone to derail you or trigger you from this new life you're trying to burst in, this new level of experiences you're trying to burst, this new magic you're trying to burst, this new. Don't allow anybody to kind of like make you miss out on the opportunities opening up for you. Don't allow anybody make you talk you out of the opportunities and the chances that you should be taking, because they'll feel like maybe they'll tell you, oh, are you sure you've researched it, or are you sure people are successful if they do that? Are you sure people don't do that? No, don't listen to any of those. Listen to what your higher self is telling you at this time. Okay, listen to what your higher self is telling you at this time. This person that may be very vocal or very intelligent, or there's something about when they talk to you, you tend to listen. But this July 2025 is not a time for you to listen and absorb. This July 2025 is time for you to use your intuition. The messages your higher self is sending you is going to be what is going to help you make the best decision for yourself in the month of July 2025. All right, darling. So if you chose deck two, that's what you need to know for your month. Let me know how this reading resonated for you. Leave a comment. Tell me which part of this message resonated for you the most, and what are you looking forward to for the month of July 2025? What are you most excited for? If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is in the description. I'll be looking forward to do a one-on-one reading with you. All right, love. Bye. All right, darling. So if you chose this deck three for your July 2025 month ahead reading, here's what you need to know. First things first, I'm picking up for you is this month of July 2025 is going to require you to prove to yourself how strong you are. You're going to be needing to do some bit of shadow work, and you're also going to be needing to face your fears in the month of July 2025. Facing your fears, confronting your shadows, and because that's where your true strength lies, what you've been avoiding, it's time for you to turn around to face what it is you've been avoiding. It's time for you to turn around to face yourself. You go accept responsibility again. You got the past. So this energy of you being in the darkness about the past, about the roles you played, about what you were responsible for, about how you showed up and how that influenced your past. It's time for you to take. It's time for you to acknowledge that and take responsibility for it. It's time for you to also see how your decisions, how your past interactions have kind of like shaped your story up to this point. Now, are you going to moving into this July 2025? You're being asked to confront your shadows, to face your fears, to allow your strength to come in from within you. Your masculine energy, your young quality is going to be very, very emphasized in the month of July 2025. You're going to be needing to tap into your strengths. You're going to be needing to prove your courage and your bravado to yourself. For some of you, you find yourself wanting to go into the exercise gyms a lot more, lifting a lot more weight, trying to prove your strength, your physical strength. But this goes beyond your physical strength, and you're also required to come into the place of acknowledging your emotional strength. Okay, so at this point, you're going to be needing to acknowledge the roles you played, the responsibility, how you showed up for yourself in the past, and how that shaped your story. This is you taking your power back from old stories, old time loops, old patterns of behaviors, old relationships, old cycles, old karmic patterns. This is you taking your power back and choosing to see how you've given your power away, choosing to accept responsibility, reflecting on your own actions, reflecting your emotions, reflecting on your decisions from the past and how they've played out into your current life, and choosing to move forward in this July 2025 with a clearer state, with a more focused vision, with a more direct cohesion, with more direct cohesion in what you're trying to do, and now you're being guided to move forward. Okay, so this month of July 2025, you are going to be having a lot of memories brought up from the past. For some of you, you're going to be talking to persons you used to know in the past, seeing pictures of them, being reminded of events that went down in the past, and seeing how those things, because you're not conscious of it, but this July 2025 is going to make you a bit more intentional of what you choose to allow into your life, because you're going to be able to see how the things you've allowed in the past, how they've really played out and influenced your current life, and how they've influenced your current moment, and how they've influenced your current presence. This July 2025, you're going to be spending a lot of time in shadow work. Beginning of the month may feel a bit chaotic, it may feel a bit dark, it may feel like you're fumbling your way through, like it's not clear, there's no, you are not really sure of what you need to be doing and how you need to be doing what you need to be doing. But allow yourself to tap into the strength of the past. And being of this energy of, you have a lot of power from the past that is not used. You have a lot of strength stored up from the past that you're not using, that you now need to call up and to call upon at this time. What do you need? How can you take care of yourself in the month of July 2025? Oof. Okay, you got the upper hand, keep cool. You got the upper hand, keep cool. Vitality, staying young. Self-confidence, I am sure. Cheerfulness, take a deep breath. Security, you're in good hands. Okay, so let's go into your self-care messages. You got the upper hand, the keep cool. This is the Mushti Mudra. It's the fist still. Fist still. A fit of rage always works in the end like an own goal. And scientific research tells us that it makes the brain more susceptible to further outbursts. When you're already enraged, when you're upset, you start a cycle of anger, and every little thing makes you continue and potentiate that cycle, except you consciously choose to break it. So you're also being guided to consciously choose to break your karmic patterns, consciously choose to break the emotional patterns, consciously choose to break the patterns of your past that have not really resulted into any profitable or beneficial or valuable or fulfilling or emotional fulfilling or emotional rewarding experience in your present life. It's time for you to take a break from it and really, really just cut it off. Let off steam by drumming your left fist several times into the palm of your right hand. While performing the mudra, imagine yourself under a cold shower, which gives you a good cooling off. Then take your time to consider carefully what you can do to change things and avoid future flare ups. There's always a way, have a good look for it. I master my life using a cool herb and a big art. Using a cool herb and a big art. Then next you got vitality, staying young. Okay, can you see? Can you make the mudra? This is the upper hand mudra to keep you cool when you're about to fly into a fit of rage and frustration and anger, and realizing that you have the choice to make in that instant. You can choose to make decisions from a cool place, from a responsive place, or from a reactive place. We got vitality, staying young. Anti-aging mudra. This mudra does you good at all levels. It is good for the limb system and keeps you young. While bracing out, press your hands together firmly and at the same time spread your fingers out. Repeat this several times every day, steadily increasing the number of times and how strongly you press your hands together. See yourself at a ripe old age, but still full of life, animated and mentally fresh and fit. People seek your company, feel at home in your presence, and enjoy your positive and encouraging words. I look forward to life's adventures with enthusiasm, anticipation, and gusto. Next, you got self confidence. I am sure. Okay, this is how to make the mudra self confidence. I am sure. And this is a mudra for vitality, staying young. You press all your fingers against each other strongly and firmly. Self confidence, I am sure. Performance mudra. This mudra helps in exam situations and performances on stage. The index finger points upward and the thumb point towards the earth. Give of your best and give yourself over to the goodwill and higher understanding in the hearts of the people around you. You wish to achieve something which is of benefit to all. To this end, you place whatever it is that it's at stake under the auspices of the higher powers. Take the following chimes into your earth. Plant them like seeds in the earth, and they will germinate, come into flower, and then give a rich harvest. Self assurance, self confidence, self awareness. It's time for you to take responsibility for your joy. It's time for you to take responsibility for your happiness. It's time for you to take responsibility for your emotional fulfillment. Then you got cheerfulness. Take a deep breath. The middle fingers are bent towards each other. Take a deep breath. It's time for you to be cheerful. This is the mudra from the lungs. It's from Japan. It helps to relieve all kinds of lung complaints. Practice this mudra in chronic cases 4 times for about 10 minutes. Sorrow, grief, and worry are often associated with weak lungs. Sometimes these emotions are below the level of our consciousness, and all that the affected person is aware of is this an inability to be glad about anything. He or she reacts pessimistically and cynically to everything that happens. Breathe deeply, slowly, and deliberately. After filling your lungs, keep your breath for 3 to 7 seconds, then breathe out fully. So, breathe in, count up to 7 if you can. Hold your breath, then exhale. While you're doing this, imagine how you're inhaling masses of light and colorful prana, the energy of life. The prana makes your whole chest and lungs vibrate with life. I am filled with the energy of life. You guys will be saying 2233, 23839. And lastly, you got the kidney mudra. Security. You are in good hands. Stop allowing the worries of the past hold you back from going into this new life. Stop allowing the worries of the past hold you from your new beginnings, from your new joy. Stop allowing the shadows and the fears and the sorrows and the sadness from the past to hold you back from happiness, to hold you back from cheer, to hold you back from joy, to hold you back from optimism. This is the kidney mudra. It is good for the kidneys and has a warming and calming effect. Let us seek security and company when you need it, like a child. You can find people who are still with you, or those who are already in the next world. You can find this security with people who are already in the next world, or those who are still with you. People with higher beings, spiritual teachers, and holy ones. Perhaps it helps to place images or things in a special place, almost like building an altar for yourself in the month of July 2025, a place that grounds you in your own sanctuary, in your physical home, a physical representation of your special place of being connected to your higher version. A fragrant bath can also be a refuge and give us warmth. You can imagine lying in a luxurious bath and let yourself be embraced and caressed by the warm, soft water. Childlike, I seek and find human and heavenly sanctuary. He carries me, cares for me, and lovingly enfolds me. All right, darling. So let's move on to, and I know this July 2025, I'm doing the self care first because there's a lot of emotional healing that is going to be happening in July 2025. So I was okay. So you go. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could have never in ways I could never have imagined. All that I need is coming to me in ways that I could never imagine. All that you need to do then is to be open to receiving all that you need exactly where you need it. It's going to come to you exactly where you need it. So if it's not in your life right now, it's because you don't need it right now. It's going to come exactly where you need it in ways you could have never, ever, 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 ever imagined, in ways you could have never ever imagined. All right, so let's see. What are you fretting about at this time? Okay, you got transformation, new beginning, and then you got Queen of Coins. So you're very worried about your financial status transforming. It's you're not actually in survival mode. You're someone who is you have a bit of financial independence, but you're not yet at the level in which you wish you could be. And because of that, you're finding it difficult to make the choices and the changes that are required of you to start this new idea. This is the Ace of Wands. You are finding it difficult to start this new idea because you feel like you are going to take some financial losses if you are able to, if you want to go through with this metamorphosis, if you truly want to go through with this transformation. You feel like if you truly want to kind of like manifest this creative idea, start up this creative idea, give power to this creative idea, you feel like it's going to make you is going to make you lose something, or you're going to have to sacrifice something, or you feel like you're going to sacrifice your comfort, you're going to sacrifice your status, you're going to sacrifice your prestige. There's just something about you not wanting to leave your comfort zone, but there's no growth for you in your comfort zone. There's no growth. You need to, this is time for you to accept responsibility for the new life you want to birth, not for the life you've already lived, not for the life you've already experienced, not for the life you've already accomplished. This is time for you to take responsibility for the new life you want to birth into your reality. Yeah, you have to understand that you're self-made. You have to understand and see yourself that you're capable of getting the best life. You have to understand and see yourself that you're capable of having the best life for yourself, that you're capable of bringing your dreams to life, that you're capable of living the type of life you truly want to live. You have to see it within yourself and you have to accept it. Once you see it, it helps you also take responsibility for what it is you need to be doing at all times and all hours. Okay, so this is you being guided to not indulge yourself, because the indulgence came out negative. It's about you cutting off your excesses, cutting off. That's also the energy of the Queen of Coins. Almost like you don't want to sacrifice your comfort, you don't want to sacrifice luxury, you don't want to sacrifice your current status for what it is you want. And considering that this Queen of Coins, you're already the Queen of Coins, anyways. You already have financial stability, anyways. Right now, you're not even operating from a survival place, but it's just that you feel that if you have to go through with this new idea, you're being asked to burst into reality, it's going to require you to give up your it's going to require you to give up your comfort. It's going to require you to give up the things you find joy in. It's going to require you to give up, your spa dates. It's going to require you to give up those holiday trips, those travel destinations. But Spirit is saying, even if you have to give it up, you're not going to give it up for longer than a year at most. And that's even pushing it. But what I'm saying here is 4 to 7 months. You just need to give time for this new creative idea to run through right now, because you are so comfortable, you are not willing to dedicate the time, the skills, the effort, the presence of mind, the intention, the 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 creative desire. You're not even willing to work on this creative idea. You're not willing to bring this new creative vision to life. You're not even willing to sow the seed because you are scared of, you don't want to be put in a place of scarcity or in a place of stress. You don't want to be stressed, basically. You want to just keep things as they are, even though you are wanting to grow. But you cannot grow without sacrificing your comfort at this time. Your growth is not going to come from your comfort zone. And that is what you need to take responsibility for. Taking responsibility for what you have, taking responsibility for what you need to do for yourself, taking responsibility for the new life you want to create for yourself, taking responsibility for what is wanting to be birthed through you, is going to come from a place of you leaving your comfort zone, for you to expand your territory, for you to almost like inconvenience yourself a bit, but it's not going to be a bit. In fact, the inconveniencing is actually being blown out of proportion in your head. All you need to do is just dedicate time for the next 4 to 7 months, and you are going to be already in 7 months. You find yourself already in full flow with this new creative life that wants to be birthed through you. Okay, so allow yourself to be filled with self-confidence at this time. Allow yourself to be secure within yourself and within the universe and within higher powers and higher beings. Allow yourself to be secure and trust that all you need is going to come to you in ways you could never, ever, ever have imagined. All you need is going to come to you in ways you could have never, ever, 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 ever have imagined. Okay, so let's see who is going to be a sort of support for you in month of July 2025. All right, so persons who have Sagittarius significance in their charts, they are going to be very helpful for you. They are going to help you to also keep things cool. You might also have Sagittarius significance in your charts. There's this energy of you understanding how to keep a stable, calm, clear head instead of flaring up in temper, instead of flaring up in annoyance, instead of flaring up in agitation. You are here to do big things, and big things require you to move from a steady, calm, collected, cool place, so that you are not bumbling your way through, so that you are not fighting unnecessary obstruction, unnecessary energy obstruction. This July 2025, at this time, allow yourself to really, really go into the past. Go into the past to confronting your shadows, facing your fears, and doing what you need to do for yourself. Let's see what message you need from your. Let's get a message from your inner child at this time. How can you nurture yourself at this time in July 2025? What self nurturing focus and message you need from your inner child? Okay, so you got library. Take control of your own narrative. Again, that energy of you choosing the story, choosing what you want in your life, choosing what you want to experience in your life. Weave together the crowns you deserve. You are the one who can only choose what you want for yourself. You are the one who can choose the story you want. You have to accept responsibility for your own story. Accept responsibility for your life. Accept responsibility for your life. Accept responsibility for the dreams you want to burst into reality. Accept responsibility for the kind of life you want to live. Accept responsibility for the kind of family you want to have. Accept responsibility for the kind of magic you want to create. Accept responsibility for who you are. This is time for you to accept responsibility for the life you want to create. You also got thrown. Your potential is endless. Allow yourself to really, really see yourself across all divides. Allow yourself to see how you can change. Allow yourself to see how you've changed in the past. Allow yourself to see the things you've done differently in the past. Allow yourself to see what you've accomplished in the past. Allow yourself to recognize what you've done, what you've achieved, what you've basically been rewarded for in the past. Allow yourself to see yourself take your throne, all the ways in which you can manifest your ability, all the skills you have, all the ways in which you've changed, all the job industries you've gone to, all the job roles you've played at, all the industries, all the sectors, all the companies you've worked in, and how you've overcome in the past and how you've been successful in the past. Allow yourself to really see that your potential is endless, and allow yourself to move forward from that place of inner knowing and inner awareness of how capable you are, and the fact that everything you need, all that you need will come exactly when you need it, exactly in a way that you could never have even imagined, because that's how it has always played out for you in the past. So this time is not going to be different. And lastly, you got to surround yourself with love. You guys are also going to feeling pulled to maybe using a lot of lavender scents, hanging lavender, dried lavender around your homes, lavender sachets also mirroring. Okay, so this month of July, allow yourself to surrender and surround yourself with love. Surround yourself with love from family, surround yourself with love from people that truly see you. Allow yourself to surround yourself with love. Allow yourself to surround yourself with joy. Allow yourself to surround yourself with optimism. Allow yourself to surround yourself with evidence of what you've achieved so far in the past, what you've accomplished, what you've done. Almost like give yourself your flowers, pour your praise into yourself, encourage yourself. Take a look at the past so that you can take control of your narrative, so you can take control of your story, so that you are no longer being held captive by the grasp of the past, by the pain of the past, by the trauma from the past, and allowing yourself to create a new story for yourself. All right, love. So let's round this up with an emotional trigger you should be aware of in the month of July 2025. What emotional trigger do you need to be aware of in the month of July 2025? So this month of July 2025, the emotional triggers coming your way is going to be around a test of strength, a test of how are you able to walk away from things that are no longer in alignment with yourself? How are you able to walk away from old toxic habits, old toxic patterns, old toxic cycles of behavior? You're going to be needing to demonstrate your strength. For some of you, you might also be called to like not a fighting contest, but a contest where you have to stand your ground. Okay, so look forward to that. a contest where you have to kind of like demonstrate your strength, demonstrate your capability, demonstrate what you're capable of, instead of running away from your fears, instead of running away from your shadows, almost like finally facing your fears and realizing that you actually have everything to overcome it. But the fears will loom large because they are triggering you to face them instead of running away. Then you got Knight of Coins, the Hermit card in reverse, Empress in reverse, and then the Knight Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. All right, so let's start. So after you face your strengths, after you face your fears and demonstrate your strengths, then you're going to realize that you have everything within you to actually grow your coins. You have everything within you to grow your finances. You have everything. All right, darling. So this month of July 2025, you find out that you're not able to stay by yourself as much as you would want. You're not able to. It feels like sometimes your decisions will be out of your hands, and you need to kind of like also that energy of you being invited into a fight. It's almost like it's your shadow self that is inviting you to a duel for you to confront your shadows, for you to face your fears, so you stop holding yourself back. This July 2025, it's going to be difficult for you to find time to be by yourself. Instead, be open to spending time with someone who is very open to planning, someone who is very forward thinking, someone who is very inspiring, someone who is very motivating, someone who is very curious. This is someone you need to spend time with in July 2025. You will find that even if you want to spend time alone, it's going to be very difficult for you to be in solitude. It's also going to feel difficult for you to take actions by yourself or make decisions by yourself